Yo, what's poppin'? It's Mario98 back once again for another TCG video, and in today's video I have another match that starts off pretty similar with a similar story to the last one. You guys know my signature in-game has something along the lines of try and beat me in that TCG, you won't. And yet another person was like, alright, bet, let's run it. So I have another match against, I actually don't know who this person's name is, apologies in advance. However, they did sub to me right after this battle, and the name of the channel that they used to sub to me was, forgive me if I butcher it, Pardofelis, I believe. Pardofelis. This video is gonna be really awkward if I'm pronouncing that wrong. They're a Layla fan. Nice and respectable, and just like Layla, I'm up in the middle of the night because I'm recording this video for all you guys to see. So this is a good match that me and Pardofelis had, and I want you guys all to see it. It was a pretty good time. So yeah, let's get into it. So in this match, I'm going to be using my variation of the Maguu Kenki Freeze that's been going around forever. This guy's broken. He needs to go. And my opponent is using Cyno, Ganyu, and Barba for healing. I haven't been seeing a lot of Cynos ever since he was finally released. I don't know why. I think on paper he's pretty good, at least. I mean, Ganyu, we always know she's good, but I think Cyro's solid too. I just don't see a lot of them. But anyways, so the Maguu Kenki set. This guy's disgusting. It's actually disgusting. And especially with the hand that I have, because my opponent's actually going to go first this time. I basically get that marching hat right off the bat, which means I can easily set up some early swirls for extra die. So having that ready. So not only do I get cryo on all the units, but on all the enemy units, but also get that extra elemental die ready every time I cause that reaction is very solid. Like right now, the general thing you do is use the cryo one first, then animo to spread it onto the other units for that easy damage. But yeah, my opponent played the was that Lubin? I haven't seen that card in a minute. And so I think my opponent's game plan is to just freeze repeatedly with Ganyu and Barba until Cyno's ready to go, and then deal a crap ton of damage with Cyno because he hits like a truck once he gets going. But I feel like if I get but during this match, I feel like if I get the right freeze at the right time, I should be able to shut that down. Or I could just take out Cyno. Either one works, but Ganyu's still a threat. So don't get it twisted. That Ganyu is disgusting with her charge shot. That thing is, whew. But anyways, my opponent plays a second Lubin and Noel quick swap, and attacks with Barba, and puts, so now there's Hydro on my Maguu Kenki and my I completely forgot what her name is, Mirror Maiden. So there's Hydro on both of them now, so both of them can potentially be frozen. I played my Paimon card here to get more Omni Elemental die, and then I played my Mirror Maiden's talent card, and I love this talent card on freeze teams because it just sucks away so many die over time from the opponent when they have to switch out, whenever they have to switch. So the way her talent card works is that anytime, so the die cost for when you switch a character is usually 1, but her talent card increases it to 2 whenever the opponent is hit with her elemental skill. And on freeze teams, it adds up. You can just prevent your opponent from doing anything for a turn if you play your cards right. But yeah, I freeze Cyno here on this turn, and that's really good because I'm really hoping that I can like take him out before he picks up too much momentum, because he's at 2 stacks of his like passive right now. That thing is dangerous. Plus I have Hydro on Barba and Cryo on Ganyu, so a swirl here would be very nice to potentially freeze 1 or 2 of them. And another thing I like about this specific team comp that I have is that because I'm running 2 monster cards, well technically 3, but because I'm running 2 of them, I have that monster. I can run that monster card where I can like summon a like a Mook as like a random extra summon that I can have on my side, and I really love this card now. Like whenever I'm not in on Maguu Kenki to use one of his summons, I could just use that card instead, and it's really cool. Like I like it a lot. I also like this Hydro Resonance card. So I figured since I have, you know, her talent, my Mirror Maiden's talent card already set, I don't really need a second copy of it, so I bought her that and use her burst to take out Cyno right away before he picks up too much momentum. So that's good. Now I just gotta tread carefully while dealing with Barba and Ganyu, because Freeze is still incredibly strong, and Ganyu hits like a truck, and Barba provides a good amount of sustainability for her team, especially now that she has her burst up. Her burst is actually broken. Like, it really makes me wonder, like, if any other part of her kit was like slightly better, I feel like Barba would be broken. Like, real talk. Her burst heals every character for like 4 HP. It's insane. But yeah, I have my Pyro shooter summon. That's great. So now I can swirl. So at the end of the round right here, I swirl Hydro and I freeze Ganyu for his extra damage, and I put Pyro on Barba, and that's great. That's honestly fantastic, because now I'm on Maguu Kenki and I can use either his Animo skill to put Pyro on Ganyu, or I can use his Cryo skill to proc a melt and potentially take out Barba here before she gets off her burst. But my opponent goes first this turn, and because he has Catherine down, he quick swaps to Ganyu, and I immediately know, you know, my Maguu Kenki's not going to be able to do anything this round, because he plays Ganyu's talent card, and that makes her charged attack do a crap ton of damage. My Mirror Maiden goes down, and my Maguu Kenki gets frozen. That is a deadly combo right there. Yeah, that turn sucked. I honestly thought my opponent was going to win from this point, because, oh, spoilers. I legit thought my opponent was going to win at this point, because this really just shut down like a lot of like my momentum. But I figured if I can just stall out the next couple of rounds with Ocean Knit, then maybe I can turn things around. I figured since my Maguu Kenki is frozen and my Mirror Maiden is down, I don't really see much use for my Maguu Kenki's talent card anymore, which is highly underrated, by the way. That talent card is probably like one of the best ones in the game. Easily, bro. But I put down my Oceanist summons, and I'm really liking that Fog summon. Just adds some tankiness while dealing 2 damage if it's finally broken. So I'm really liking this a lot. I'm getting some, you know, end of round Hydro application on my opponent, so available so that when I switch to Maguu Kenki and use his Cryo skill, I can get a freeze potentially. but not this turn because there's no units on that side of the field that on my enemy side of the field that has a Hydra on them yet. So I'm gonna hold off on it for now. My opponent is like running low on cards, so they draw that whatever that card is that gives you allows you to draw 2 cards from the deck, the broken one, and he uses Barbara's Burst, and this battle is about, and I already know where this battle's going. Like if I don't shut one or both of these units down fast, this battle's gonna take forever. So it's like, okay, I need to pick up the pace. I really need to, because this battle is gonna go on for a long time. So I'm like, if I can get one of either my Oceanid or my Maguu Kenki's Burst charged up, I can use that Adeptus meal and chunk one of these 2 units like really hard. So that's my game plan right now. It's either Oceanid or Maguu Kenki Burst that I'm looking for right now. So I attack the Barba, trigger that Vaporize, that Easy Vape. And what I like about the Mook summons as well is that I just said that this is a Maguu Kenki Freeze team, right? But because I have that Electro's Mook in my summons, I can trigger some end of round Electro charged. That's really cool as well. So I just like that, flexibility, that little bit of flexibility that I have with reactions with my team, just because of those 2 summon cards. Like I trigger an Electro charged here that does some damage, but it gets healed off by Barbara's elemental skill that she has. Elemental skill like summon, whatever it's called. So what I'm looking for here is, I'm debating whether I should stick with, since I have my Catherine down, if I should switch to Maguu Kenki and go for the freeze on Ganyu. And I'm hoping for some cryo die, either some cryo die or some Omni die, so that I can go for that freeze, because that would be huge. Like I don't have to kill Barbara right away, as long as I can shut her down before she can, get off another big heal. But I don't get it, so it's mostly just Animo. But that's alright, I can just, I guess, use my Maguu Kenki's like Animo skill to get Hydro on Ganyu, and then use his skill, use his burst for that huge amounts of damage. Plus it would be plus I'd also be getting his Animo summon down too, so when his burst goes off, that Animo unit would is triggered one more time and deals that extra point of damage. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. I swelled Hydro onto Ganyu, and I'm waiting for my opponent, who I think is going to switch to Ganyu here, which they do, because they don't want their Barbara to die. Because my burst is up, so they do not want her to die. And I think they're going to attack with Ganyu's like elemental skill at this point, just to give her a little bit more tankiness, because they have a feeling like they know like the burst is coming. But I'm like, okay, if I give my Maguu Kenki this Adeptus meal, his burst that originally deals 4 damage is going to deal a ton of damage, except, oh wait, I messed up. I gave him some food earlier this round because I was afraid of him dying. So now I can't burst this Ganyu down this turn. My entire game playing was sabotaged right off the gate because I fed him some food, because I was so anxious about him dying before getting his burst off, and that just came back to bite me at this point. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to hold off on, letting his burst sing, I think. So I'm debating, should I switch back to Oceanid or should I just stay in at this point? And I figured, whatever, let me just stay in. Let me just keep my Maguu Kenki in at this point. Like, they don't have any summons down to kill me, like, at the end of the round. The Ganyu's doesn't have enough die to do a charged attack, so she can't kill me. And you know, I think it'll be all right if I leave my Maguu Kenki in at this point in time. And my opponent's final 2 units are looking real low. Barbara at 3, Ganyu at 2, but Ganyu has her burst up, so that could be pretty interesting. That burst does deal a lot of damage over time. Got a lot of Omni die this go around. Got 5. That's just what I needed. So figured I'm just gonna use my Maguu Kenki's burst here. This Adeptus meal, I'm gonna play the Adeptus meal at this point, but it was entirely overkill. Because in my mind I thought, you know, it would, like an idiot, I thought it's like the Adeptus meal would boost the swirl damage that the burst did to Barbara. I don't know. I had a brain fart at this point, because that is not how it works at all. Like, that Adeptus meal was entirely overkill, completely unnecessary. And also at this point, I was thinking to myself, like, I don't have his Maguu Kenki's talent equipped, so is it even worth it to use his burst to take down Ganyu, which is completely overkill when his regular elemental skills and like his normal attack will do the exact same thing? But if I do, like, but eventually I come to the realization that, yeah, Maguu Kenki's dead this turn no matter what. But I just want Barbara weakened just enough so that my Oceanic can just finish out the match. So it's basically a GG at this point, because my Maguu Kenki deals 1 point of damage to Barbara, and my Barbara is gonna kill my Maguu Kenki this turn no matter what. But I'm pretty sure my Oceanid can clutch it out with just a normal attack, thanks to all that Omni die that it can use. And so that's game. Yeah, I had a pretty good one. This is a pretty good match. I wonder how differently this match would have went if Cyno didn't get shut down so early. Yeah, Cyno's really good. If you don't shut him down right away, like it's disgusting. He deals a disgusting amount of damage. I see him more on Quicken teams than that particular team that my opponent was running though. One thing I'd like to mention is stay on the lookout for a future video, because I was in this tavern with Beidou for a reason. I need to talk about Beidou since she was revealed in the update live stream to be coming out in TCG, and if her character card works just like how Beidou functions in game, she might be hella OD. Like, she's definitely gonna be good. So keep your eyes open for that one. But until then, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, leave a comment down below about why you didn't enjoy it, because I really do take that feedback seriously. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Take care.